What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Before we jump into today's show, if you want more updates on the Chiefs and around the NFL, give me a follow on Twitter. It's at HGramNFL. And if you follow me and DM me that you're a new follower, I'll follow you back. So go ahead and do that right now at HGramNFL. And with that being said, we got a jam-packed show coming up right now. My name is Harrison Graham, and you are watching the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. Coming up on today's show, we got some post-June 1st free agent targets for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, some players around the NFL could get cut in the coming days as certain guys leave a smaller dead cap penalty for team salary caps if they are cut after June 1st or with the post-June 1st designation. And with that date almost here, there could be some movement on the transaction wire, so keep that in mind. A lot of the free agent targets that the Chiefs could be interested are guys who are already free agents, but there could be some new ones that emerge as well. Now, name a player that you want the Chiefs to sign in NFL free agency. Let me know in the comments section below if there's someone out there you would like to see the Chiefs sign. Maybe you want to bring back Frank Clark, who remains available in NFL free agency. Obviously, the Chiefs cut him earlier in the offseason to save over $20 million. He does carry a $7.6 million dead cap hit, so if they do sign him, keep that in mind. It'll be whatever the number is, plus 7.6 essentially is what they would be paying him this year. Now, we've talked about Frank Clark a lot. He's done a lot of good things with the Chiefs. He's been underwhelming at times, especially in the regular season. But in the postseason, Triple P, that's how we've labeled him, proven playoff performer. He has played at a high level, and I still think there's room on this defensive line for him. Again, I think his role would be reduced. I think it should be reduced because you've invested in this position with Charles Omenihu. George Karlaftis should have a bigger role, but I still think there's some pass rushing downs that can be had for Frank Clark. So if it's cheap, I'm in on a one-year deal. How about Andrew Norwell, who technically isn't a free agent yet, but he's set to become a free agent very soon. Spent a lot of time with Jacksonville and then Washington this past year. Tom Pelissero had the note yesterday that the Commanders are expected to release Andrew Norwell once he passes a physical. He was due $4.42 million in 2023, including $1 million guaranteed for injury only. So they're going to wait until he gets fully healthy and then cut him loose. Now, he's been a starter for a lot of his career, but last year struggled a bit, had the injury problems. He would not start here. You obviously have Joe Thuney and Trey Smith, but he could be a high-quality backup. I think he would be an upgrade over Darian Kennard, maybe even Nick Allegretti. Maybe Allegretti serves as just your backup center in this scenario. Norwell would be good depth. He's got a player who's got a lot of experience under his belt, has played in this system before as well, so I would be intrigued with that if I was Kansas City and could get him for very cheap. I'm also very intrigued in purchasing this t-shirt and shorts combo with the summer upon us. Could use some more summer gear, and you guys should as well. And it's 40% off. Normally it's $60 for this shirt and pair of shorts. Right now it's $35.99 when you use our link below, chatsports.com/ChiefsCombo. Check the comments, check the description. Pick up a brand new shirt and pair of shorts today as it's starting to get hot out there. Summer is upon us. Next free agent target that the Chiefs could consider is Cameron Dantzler, who has spent the first 3 years of his career in Minnesota, then got cut, ended up in Washington, got cut again on Tuesday. So he now is out there on the free agent block, and Cameron Dantzler has been a bit underwhelming early on in his career. Has some decent raw stats, 149 tackles in 35 career games isn't bad, but for a corner, that's almost too much, right? It means he's getting beat too often. 17 pass breakups, so okay ball skills, but he's kind of declined in production since his rookie year. 3 career picks, 3 forced fumbles, so it's not like he's done nothing, but he has not lived up to being a first-round pick a couple of years ago. You look at this depth chart, again, he would not start here. I kind of view this could be like a, remember when they took a stab at DeAndre Baker? Obviously that didn't pan out, but take a chance on a former high draft pick. He could come compete for a roster spot with the likes of Najee Johnson and Nick Jones and that ilk. I think your top 4 corners are set with McDuffie, Watson, Snead, and Josh Williams, but you can never have enough members in your secondary. I'd be interested in taking a flyer here on Cameron Dantzler, see what he could bring to the table. He's a little thin. He gets pushed pushed around, but in zone situations, I think he still has some decent value as a backup, so a name to potentially monitor in the coming weeks. Now, subscribe to the channel because tomorrow's video, we're going to have some OTA updates from this week's session of OTAs. A little teaser. Justin Ross is a player we're going to be talking about. So subscribe, turn on your notifications. Lots of coverage to come from OTAs tomorrow. You're not going to want to miss it. Okay, DeAndre Hopkins is up next, the wide receiver who, of course, got cut finally by the Arizona Cardinals. Reports out there that the Chiefs are interested in DeAndre Hopkins. Of course, this is probably going to come down to money. He signed with Clutch Sports, so it doesn't sound like he's going to take a discount. Now, he's playing the let's troll the internet game with these little emojis today. Who knows what that means, right? I think these athletes know what they're doing. They're teasing people like, oh, what does Hopkins mean by this? I do know this. I think he'd be a great fit. I think he would like to play with Patrick Mahomes. In fact, I know that because he has named Mahomes by name multiple times in terms of quarterbacks he would like to play for, and I think he would be this team's #1 receiver. You don't have a proven #1. Kadarius Toney, maybe he gets there. He's not proven. Marquez Valdes-Scantling, he's proven that he's not a #1. Good complimentary piece, not a #1. Sky Moore has not proven he could be a #1. You don't have a guy on your roster that has proven that they can be a #1 wide receiver. DeAndre Hopkins has almost a decade of experience of being a #1. So even though maybe he's a little over the hill, maybe he's not quite what he once was, I think in the short term, 1-2 year deal, he could absolutely be this team's top option. Now, will the Chiefs sign him? Do you think it'll happen? Type Y for yes, or you can type in for no. I think there's a decent chance it could happen. Going to come down to money. Chiefs got to move some cap around to make it happen. Okay, one more here, then we'll take a look at some other honorable mentions. Shelby Harris, the defensive tackle with the Seattle Seahawks most recently before they moved on from him. You know, Bleacher Report recently suggested the Chiefs could use another interior defensive lineman, and I tend to agree. You've got Derek Nottie, who kind of had a bad year last year, for being honest. They're going to miss Colin Saunders. Chris Jones, obviously. Keandre Coburn, I'm hopeful for him, but he is a 6th-round rookie. Tershawn Wharton coming off injury. You could use one more defensive tackle. If nothing else, just give you security. And, hey, if these other guys beat him out, great. You brought in more competition, you know, kind of like last year when they brought in completely blanking on his name, who's still on the 90-man roster, but doesn't matter. Bring in depth, and you are good to go. And you know what? He might actually have a role on this defensive line. Some other notable free agents. Yannick Ngakoue still out there. I would be interested in bringing him or Jadeveon Clowney or Leonard Floyd or Dwayne Smoot. Pretty big theme there. Edge. I think you could get one more edge rusher. Did want to throw in George Fant as well. If you want a quality swing tackle option, another offensive tackle option, obviously the Chiefs already signed Donovan Smith, but maybe they have question marks about Lucas Niang. Maybe they move on from him. We'll see how far progressed Wanya Morris is as a rookie, but if they want to decide to add another player there, they could certainly look to do that. All right, guys, that's it for today's Chiefs Report. Like I said, tomorrow, OTAs updates. We'll have more coverage as OTAs Week 2 wrap up for the Kansas City Chiefs. My name is Harrison Graham. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys soon.